Kadosh, good morning. I wanted to share with you an incredible, important lesson in life that we learned from Parashat Ki Tisa. There was a story with a rabbi from Arachim, which is an organization which they do kiruv, where he went to give a shiur in Eretz Israel. He goes into the building and he asks the person there, sorry, excuse me, do you know where this family lives? He says, no, I'm sorry, I don't know where they live. So he comes and he says, okay, how long are you here? How long are you living here? He says, no, I've been living here for 10 years. So he says, but you're living here for 10 years and you don't know if this person is in this building? So he went and he said, the truth is, nobody's really interested. So, okay, the rabbi is shocked. People that they don't even know who their neighbors are and they're living there for 10 years. He goes upstairs, finally he's looking around, he finds the house. He goes in, he's going to give the shiur, and he shares the experience, and that it wasn't actually the first time, but he's actually shocked. Some of the people, they look around, they start smiling, they say, listen, Rabbi, you know what the truth is? We only met our neighbors because of Hamas. I said, what? What does that mean? Said, yeah, in the previous war, we all had to go to a miklat. Nowadays, right, everyone has their own refuge room or their own safe room in their own houses. But in the olden days, they used to have to go to a miklat, they used to go to a safe room, which is of the entire building. She says, only because of that, we started meeting our neighbors, finding out who they are, what are their names, who actually lives here, who doesn't. Says the rabbis that became completely complacent about people. Once upon a time, people sometimes they didn't even like their neighbors. Nowadays, their neighbors are keys. It's like a wall. They don't even know, they don't even exist. And that is something incredible that we have to work on. There was once a group of students that they were speaking, and they went and they mentioned the concept of Hatzibur HaChiloni, the non-religious public. And the rabbi went and he said, I apologize, it doesn't exist. And people were, how could he say such a thing? What does that mean? And he went and he explained his words. And he said as follows. He says, you don't understand, in order to be a tzibur, in order to be a congregation, a group, you all have to have something which is connecting each other. Not that each one is separate. He says if somebody is not religious, many times it could be this one's a socialist, the other one's going to be a capitalist, one's a leftist, one's a rightist, one is this. But what brings you all together? The concept of a tzibur means that we're all one. Now, why is this so important? In the beginning of Parashat Ki Tisa, it actually says that we're supposed to come and give machatzita shekel as kofer nafsho. Kofer nafsho means it's supposed to be a kapara, an atonement for the chet of the egel, for the sin of the golden calf. Now, if you actually think about it, it's very strange. The Kli Yakar comes and he says, read the second pasuk. It says, Ki Tisa, when you're going to count. It's written singular. You're going to count Ki Tisa at Rosh Bnei Yisrael, singular. V'natenu, you're going to give, plural. Doesn't say v'natan, and he will give. V'natenu, they will give. Kofer nafsho, right? Again, everything is going to be singular. Zeitenu, again, it's going to be plural. Kol ha'over al pekudim, singular. Why is the Torah playing singular, right? Plural, what's going on? Says the Kli Yakar, the only reason why we're going to be forgiven for the Chet HaEgel is because we're all one group. When we become one group, we are able to be forgiven. If we're going to be singular, we're not going to be forgiven. And that's why the Shunamit came and she said, Betoch ami anochi yoshevet, I want to be part of a group. I don't want you to single me out and specify me. No, I'm part of a group. I'm all in one. And when you're in one group, you're able to get away with it. You're safe because you're in a group. Always travel in always be with a group. That's what you're supposed to be. The Saba Minavordik brings down Rabbi Salanta that he said, even if you're going to come and you're going to tell me different miracles that happen to a group of people, I'm not going to be astonished, because once you're in a group, there's much more chances of miracles happening and people being safe than if you're going to be each individual on their own. If you pay attention, think about it. Who sinned in the Chet HaEgel? A lot of them were Erev Rav. A lot of them were from the mixed multitudes that they came into the Jewish nation, and they sinned. And what happened? There were 3,000 people out of 3 million. That's 0.1%. If you think about it, that's nothing. But at the end of the day, that's what made the impact. Because once we're a group, we're all obligated for each other. We are in one common group to be together. And that's why I think it's so important. Why? Dal Sheikh HaKadosh comes and he asks, Why is it machatzita shekel? Why is it a half of a shekel? Why can't each one just give 1 shekel? And he comes and he brings down Rabbi Shlomo Levi El-Kabetz, the Bala Lechadodi, the one that authored the Lechadodi, that he said an incredible yesod, to teach each one of us that we're always a half. We always have to be part of the one. We're always on our own. We're never full. We're never complete. We have to be together. And that's the message of Klal Yisrael, always being together. It's a shame that always, as the Gemara says, that we become only united usually when our enemies are out to get us. But we have to learn how to live together even when things are going well. When we become one unity, there's nothing that can strike us, nothing that could go against us. This is the message that we're not supposed to learn to do with Ki Tisa, Machatzita Shekel. Realize we are tzibur, we are Jews, Am Yisrael Chai, we are one nation, always together to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should end all the suffering of Am Yisrael, whether it's for the war, bring back all the hostages, take vengeance against our enemies, and Bezrat Hashem, we should always have success and beracha in everything that we should do. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.